Fortune's Dilemma Wealth vs. Family Episode 6 The Gathering Storm of a Rising Threat. In the aftermath of Narrator's defeat, Darnipur enjoyed a time of peace and prosperity. The villagers rebuilt their homes, strengthened the defenses, and cultivated their land with renewed vigor. The story of the Man-Wolf village battle and the Guardian's quest to restore the Celestial Wolf became a beacon of hope and inspiration for all. Maya, Arjun, and Dev, now bonded with the Celestial Wolf, took on new roles as the protectors and leaders of the village. They continued to train the next generation of Guardians, ensuring that the lessons they had learned would be passed down. One day, as they gathered in the heart of the forest, the Celestial Wolf appeared before them. The darkness has been pushed back, but it will always seek a way to return. You must remain vigilant and guide the villagers in harmony with nature. Maya nodded. We will, Celestial Wolf. Your spirit has shown us the strength of unity and the importance of balance. Arjun added, we have faced our deepest fears and emerged stronger. We will protect Darnipur with all our might. Dev smiled, feeling the presence of the spirits around them. The spirits of the forest and the ancestors will guide us. We will honor their wisdom and ensure that our village remains a sanctuary of light. The Celestial Wolf's form shimmered with pride. You have all grown into true guardians. But remember, the journey never ends. There will always be challenges, and it is your duty to face them with courage and compassion. With the Celestial Wolf's blessing, the Guardians continued their work. They established a council that included representatives from all parts of the village, ensuring that every voice was heard and every need was met. They also forged alliances with neighboring villages, creating a network of support and cooperation. The bond between the Guardians and the villages grew stronger. The people of Darnipur took pride in their roles, knowing that they were part of something greater. The village thrived, its fields lush with crops, its homes sturdy and welcoming. One evening, as the sun set and the sky turned a brilliant shade of orange, the village gathered for a festival. It was a celebration of their unity, their resilience, and the bond they shared with the Celestial Wolf. Music filled the air, and the villagers danced and sang, their spirits high. Maya, Arjun, and Dev stood at the center of the festivities, their hearts full of gratitude and hope. They had faced unimaginable challenges, but they had emerged stronger, their bond with the Celestial Wolf unbreakable. As the night grew darker, the Celestial Wolf's form appeared in the sky, its light guiding the villages. Remember, the wolf's voice echoed, the strength of your village lies in your unity and your connection to the land. Protect it, nurture it, and it will always be your sanctuary. The villagers raised their hands in salute, their faces glowing with pride. They knew that they were part of a legacy that would endure for generations, a legacy of courage, unity, and the enduring spirit of the forest. As the festival continued, the Guardians looked at each other, their bond stronger than ever. They had faced the darkness and emerged victorious, but they knew that their journey was far from over. They would continue to protect Darnipur, guided by the Celestial Wolf and the lessons they had learned. Answer, under the watchful gaze of the Celestial Wolf, the village of Darnipur entered a new dawn, its future bright and filled with promise. The story of the Man-Wolf village battle and the Guardian's quest became a legend, a testament to the power of unity, courage, and the spirit of the forest. The days of peace and prosperity continued to bless Darnipur. Under the Guardian's guidance, the village flourished and the bonds within the community grew ever stronger. However, as the Celestial Wolf had warned, the shadows never truly vanished. They merely waited for an opportunity to return. One crisp morning, a scout named Leela rushed into the village square, her face pale and her breath quick. She had been patrolling the outskirts of the forest when she encountered something alarming. Maya, Arjun, Dev, she called out, her voice trembling. The three guardians, who were discussing plans for the upcoming harvest festival, immediately turned their attention to her. "What is it, Leela?" Maya asked, concern etched on her face. "I saw something in the woods," Leela began, struggling to find the right words. "It was a creature, unlike anything I've ever seen. It had the form of a man, but its eyes were like those of a beast. It moved swiftly, blending into the shadows. And there were more than one." Arjun's grip tightened on his sword. Could it be that the darkness is returning? Dev closed his eyes, seeking guidance from the spirits. After a moment, he opened them and nodded solemnly. "The spirits confirm it. The darkness has found a new vessel. We must prepare." The news spread quickly through the village, causing a mix of fear and determination. The villagers, remembering the Guardian's triumphs and the Celestial Wolf's protection, rallied together. They fortified the defenses and trained tirelessly under the Guardian's watchful eyes. The first encounter. Days later, as night fell, the villagers' new defenses were put to the test. The creatures Leela had described emerged from the shadows, their eyes glowing with malevolence. They were the remnants of Narrator's darkness, having found new forms to inhabit. They prowled the outskirts of Darnipur, testing the village's defenses. Maya, Arjun, and Dev stood at the front lines, the combined light driving back the shadows. The creatures were cunning and agile, but the Guardians' unity and strength were formidable. The battle was fierce, the air filled with the clash of weapons and the roars of the creatures. Arjun's sword flashed in the moonlight, striking down one of the beasts. "We cannot let them breach the village." Maya used her staff to create a barrier of light, repelling the creatures with each strike. "We must hold the line. The villagers are counting on us." Dev called upon the spirits, their energy forming protective barriers around the villages. "Stay strong, everyone. The spirits are with us." Despite their best efforts, the creatures seemed endless. The Guardians fought with all their might, but the darkness was relentless. Just as it seemed the creatures might overwhelm them, a blinding light filled the sky. The Celestial Wolf appeared, its form radiant and powerful. With a mighty howl, it unleashed a wave of light that scattered the creatures, driving them back into the shadows. The village erupted in cheers, their spirits lifted by the wolf's intervention. A new ally. As the villagers tended to the wounded and rebuilt the defenses, the Guardians gathered to discuss their next move. The Celestial Wolf's presence lingered, its eyes filled with wisdom. "You have fought bravely," the wolf said, its voice resonating in their minds. "But the darkness has found a new champion. You will need more than strength and unity to defeat it. How can we prepare?" Maya asked, her voice steady despite the exhaustion. The Celestial Wolf's gaze turned towards the forest. "Seek out the Oracle of the Ancients. She possesses knowledge and power that can aid you in this battle. She resides in the Grove of Whispers, beyond the northern hills." With their new mission clear, the Guardians prepared for the journey. They bid farewell to the villagers, who promised to remain vigilant and protect their home. Leela, eager to aid the Guardians further, volunteered to guide them to the Grove of Whispers. The journey was long and treacherous, the path winding through dense forests and rugged terrain. Along the way, they encountered various challenges, wild animals, treacherous landscapes, and remnants of the dark creatures. But with Leela's knowledge of the land and the Guardians' unwavering resolve, they pressed on. The Grove of Whispers. After several days of travel, they arrived at the Grove of Whispers. The grove was a mystical place, filled with ancient trees that seemed to hum with energy. At its center stood a small hut, covered in vines and flowers that glowed with a faint, ethereal light. As they approached, an elderly woman with eyes that sparkled like stars emerged from the hut. She was the Oracle of the Ancients, her presence exuding a sense of timeless wisdom. "Welcome, guardians of Darnipur," she said, her voice soft yet powerful. "I have been expecting you." Maya, Arjun, and Dev bowed respectfully. "We seek your guidance, Oracle. The darkness has returned, and we need your wisdom to defeat it." The Oracle nodded, her eyes scanning each of them. "The path ahead is fraught with peril, but you have the strength and unity to prevail. I will share with you the secrets of the ancient guardians, the knowledge that has been passed down through the ages." She led them into her hut, where she revealed ancient scrolls and artifacts. For days, the guardians studied under her guidance, learning new techniques and strategies to combat the darkness. They practiced tirelessly, honing their skills and deepening their bond with the celestial wolf. A new dawn. With the oracle's teachings and blessings, the guardians returned to Darnipur, ready to face the rising threat. They shared their newfound knowledge with the villagers, who embraced the teachings with determination and hope. As the sun rose on a new day, the village of Darnipur stood stronger and more united than ever. The guardians, armed with ancient wisdom and the celestial wolf's power, prepared for the battles to come. The darkness may have found a new champion, but Darnipur's light would not be extinguished. The village braced for the challenges ahead, knowing that as long as they stood together, they could overcome any obstacle. Answer: the story of the Man-Wolf village battle continued, a testament to the enduring power of unity, courage, and the indomitable spirit of Darnipur. Back in Darnipur, the villagers and guardians embraced their preparations with renewed vigor. The teachings from the Oracle of the Ancients had equipped them with powerful knowledge and techniques, but they knew that the true test of their strength and unity was yet to come. The arrival of a stranger. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden glow over the village, a stranger arrived at the gates of Darnipur. He was cloaked in dark robes, his face partially hidden by a hood. The guards, wary of the increasing threats, stopped him immediately. "I come in peace," the stranger said, his voice calm and steady. "I seek the guardians of this village. I have important information that may help in your battle against the darkness." The guards, uncertain, sent word to Maya, Arjun, and Dev. The guardians, always cautious but never dismissive of potential allies, decided to meet the stranger at the village square. Maya stepped forward, her gaze steady. "State your name and your purpose." The stranger removed his hood, revealing a weathered face with piercing blue eyes. "My name is Kale. I am a scholar and a traveler. I have studied the ancient texts and the prophecies of the shadows. I believe I can help you in your fight against the new champion of darkness." Arjun eyed him suspiciously. "And why should we trust you?" Kale nodded, understanding their caution. "I understand your skepticism, but I have seen the devastation that the darkness can bring. I have devoted my life to finding ways to combat it. If you allow me, I can share what I know and aid you in your preparations." Knowledge and strategies. The guardians deliberated but ultimately decided to give Kale a chance. They brought him to the heart of the forest, where they discussed the looming threat. Kale spread out ancient maps and scrolls, pointing to various symbols and markings. The new champion of darkness, known as the Shadow King, draws his power from the ancient relics hidden in the darkest corners of the land, Kale explained. These relics must be destroyed to weaken his hold on the shadows. Dev, who had a deep connection with the spirits, nodded. The spirits have spoken of such relics. The dark energy disrupts the natural balance. Kale continued, there are 3 known relics: the Shadow Orb, the Dagger of Night, and the Cloak of Despair. They are hidden in places where the darkness is most concentrated. You will need to find and destroy them to stand a chance against the Shadow King. Maya looked at her companions, determination in her eyes. We must act quickly. The longer these relics remain, the stronger the Shadow King becomes. The first relic, the Shadow Orb. The Guardians and Kale set out on their first mission to find the Shadow Orb. According to Kale's research, the orb was hidden in the Caves of Eternal Night, a labyrinthine network of tunnels deep within the forest, shrouded in perpetual darkness. As they ventured into the caves, they faced numerous challenges. The air grew colder, and an oppressive darkness pressed in from all sides. The only light came from the torches they carried, casting flickering shadows on the cavern walls. Suddenly, creatures of the dark emerged, their eyes glowing with malevolent intent. These shadow minions, creations of the Shadow King, attacked relentlessly. The Guardians fought bravely, their weapons glowing with the light of the celestial wolf. Arjun's sword cut through the darkness, each strike dissipating the shadowy forms. We're getting closer. Stay vigilant. Maya used her staff to create barriers of light, protecting the group from the onslaught. We must find the orb and destroy it quickly. Kale, using his knowledge of the caves, guided them through the twisting tunnels. Finally, they reached a chamber where the shadow orb rested on a pedestal, pulsating with dark energy. Dev stepped forward, chanting an ancient incantation taught by the oracle. The spirits responded, their energy intertwining with his. With a final, powerful surge, he shattered the shadow orb, its dark energy dissipating into nothingness. The cavern shook, the darkness retreating. The Guardians had succeeded in their first task, but they knew there were still 2 more relics to destroy. The Dagger of Night. Returning to Darnipur, they prepared for the next mission, finding the Dagger of Night. According to Kale, it was hidden in the ruins of Shadowfall, a desolate place once thriving with life but now consumed by darkness. The journey to Shadowfall was arduous, the landscape growing more barren and foreboding with each step. The ruins were filled with traps and shadow creatures, remnants of the darkness that had overtaken the once prosperous land. As they navigated the treacherous terrain, they discovered that the Dagger of Night was guarded by a powerful shadow beast, a manifestation of the dagger's dark energy. The beast attacked fiercely, its form shifting and changing, making it difficult to combat. Maya, Arjun, and Dev fought with all their might, their bond and the celestial wolf's power guiding their actions. Kale used his knowledge of ancient magic to weaken the beast, creating openings for the Guardians to strike. With a final, coordinated effort, they defeated the Shadow Beast. Dev approached the altar where the Dagger of Night rested, using a sacred ritual to cleanse and destroy it. As the dagger shattered, a wave of light spread through the ruins, dispelling the darkness. The final relic, the Cloak of Despair. The Guardians knew that the most challenging relic, the Cloak of Despair, awaited them. Hidden in the abyss of sorrows, a place where the very air was thick with despair and hopelessness, the cloak was the source of the Shadow King's power. Determined to end the threat once and for all, they embarked on their final mission. The journey to the abyss of sorrows tested their resolve and their unity. The path was filled with illusions and trials designed to break their spirits. As they neared the heart of the abyss, they encountered the Shadow King himself, his form a swirling mass of darkness and despair. The battle was unlike any they had faced before, the air filled with his mocking laughter and the weight of 1,000 sorrows. Drawing on their bond and the teachings of the oracle, the Guardians fought with unwavering determination. Maya's light, Arjun's strength, and Dev's connection to the spirits combined to create a force of pure, unyielding light. Kale, using his ancient knowledge, found a way to weaken the Shadow King's hold on the cloak. With a final, powerful effort, the Guardians destroyed the Cloak of Despair, the Shadow King's form dissolving into nothingness. A new era. The darkness was finally vanquished, the threat of the Shadow King eradicated. The Guardians returned to Darnipur, greeted as heroes. The village, now free from the looming shadow, flourished once more, its people united and stronger than ever. Maya, Arjun, Dev, and Kale stood together, their bond forged in the fires of battle and strengthened by the shared purpose. They knew that the peace they had won was precious and that they must remain vigilant to protect it. Under the watchful gaze of the celestial wolf, Darnipur entered a new era of prosperity and harmony, a shining beacon of light and hope in a world once threatened by darkness. With the defeat of the Shadow King and the destruction of the relics, Darnipur enjoyed a period of peace and renewal. The villagers, inspired by the bravery and unity of the Guardians, worked together to rebuild and strengthen their home. The darkness had been pushed back, but the lessons learned from the battles remained. Celebrating unity, the village prepared for a grand celebration to honor the Guardians and the victory over the darkness. Colorful banners adorned the streets, and the air was filled with the scent of delicious foods being prepared for the feast. The villagers were eager to express their gratitude and joy. Maya, Arjun, Dev, and Kale were honored guests at the celebration. They were presented with gifts and accolades, but they humbly shared the recognition with all the villagers, emphasizing that it was their collective strength and unity that had triumphed over the darkness. During the celebration, the celestial wolf appeared once again, its form shimmering with ethereal light. You have done well, guardians of Darnipur. The light you have brought to this village will serve as a beacon for others. Continue to protect and nurture it. Maya stepped forward, her heart full of gratitude. We will, Celestial Wolf. We have learned that true strength lies in unity and the bonds we share. The wolf nodded, its eyes reflecting the wisdom of ages. Remember, the journey of a guardian never truly ends. There will always be challenges, but you have the power to overcome them. A new challenge. As the celebration continued, a scout arrived with urgent news. A nearby village, Nirang, had sent a distress signal. They are under attack by unknown forces. The joy of the celebration was tempered by the reality of their responsibilities. Maya, Arjun, Dev, and Kale knew they had to act quickly. They gathered the gear and prepared to leave for Nirang immediately. Before they departed, the villagers of Darnipur gathered to see him off, their faces filled with determination and hope. We will be here, ready to defend our home, one of the villagers said. You have taught us well. Maya smiled, feeling a deep sense of pride. Stay vigilant. We will return as soon as we can. The journey to Nirang. The journey to Nirang was swift. The Guardians, accompanied by a small group of skilled fighters from Darnipur, moved through the forest with purpose. As they approached Nirang, they saw signs of battle, burned fields, damaged homes, and frightened villages. In the village square, they found the source of the attack, a band of marauders led by a fearsome warrior wielding dark magic. The leader, a tall figure with a mask obscuring his face, barked orders to his minions, who ransacked homes and terrorized the villages. Maya stepped forward, her staff glowing with the light of the celestial wolf. Enough! You will not harm these people any longer. The leader turned, his eyes narrowing behind his mask. Who dares to challenge me? Arjun drew his sword, his voice steady. We are the guardians of Darnipur, and we will stop you. The battle for Nirang. The battle was intense. The marauders, emboldened by their leader's dark magic, fought fiercely. But the Guardians, fueled by their bond and the teachings of the Oracle, countered with skill and determination. Kale used his knowledge of ancient magic to disrupt the leader's spells, creating openings for the Guardians to strike. Dev called upon the spirits, their energy forming protective barriers around the villages. Maya and Arjun fought side by side, their movements synchronized and precise. With each strike, they pushed the marauders back, slowly but surely gaining the upper hand. Finally, Maya confronted the leader directly. His dark magic clashed with her light, the two forces battling for dominance. With a final, powerful effort, Maya channeled the full strength of the celestial wolf, shattering the leader's magic and disarming him. The leader fell to his knees, his mask falling away to reveal a face twisted by anger and desperation. "This isn't over," he snarled. "There are others who seek the power of the darkness." Arjun stepped forward, his sword at the ready. "We will be ready for them. Leave now, and do not return." The marauders, seeing their leader defeated, fled the village, leaving Nirang in peace once more. The villagers, grateful and relieved, thanked the Guardians profusely. A new alliance. The Guardians stayed in Nirang for a few days, helping to rebuild and strengthen the defenses. They formed an alliance with the village, promising to support each other in times of need. As they prepared to return to Danipur, the leader of Nirang approached them. "Your bravery and unity have inspired us. We will train our own guardians and teach our children the importance of standing together." Maya smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment. "That is the best way to ensure lasting peace. Together, we are stronger." The road ahead. With their mission in Nirang complete, the Guardians returned to Danipur, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They knew that the journey of a Guardian was never truly over, but they were prepared to meet any threat with courage and unity. As the sun set over Danipur, the village stood as a beacon of hope and resilience, a testament to the power of unity and the enduring spirit of its people. The story of the Man-Wolf village battle and the Guardian's quest would continue to inspire future generations, a reminder that even in the face of darkness, the light of unity could never be extinguished.